This is Hidehito Takanaka from Tokyo, Japan. Hello, Hidehito, affectionately known as Hidebo.
Yes, thank
Um,
you very much for introducing me.
I'll let you take the stage and tell us about your experiences with mostly my parents and Nova, because those are the folks
Yeah,
who we're honoring with this event.
yeah. Well, it was 1978, August. I first arrived at your place. Nice people are common values. Nice people, and we have common values. That's a sort of thing I found out from your father and mother.
Yeah,
And they
we
have been very kind to myself. I didn't have a communication skills in English much, but somehow they try to understand me and I try to understand, so we could communicate in that sense.
my parents were kind of free range parents, meaning that they let the kids do a lot of things that nowadays would be considered not right with their kids. And I think that same year, correct me if I'm wrong, but my mom, I missed the bus to get up to my Washington D.C. trip. That was supposed to be a school trip, and instead of just saying, "Oh well," my mom took me to the Greyhound bus and put me on the Greyhound bus alone. And I think I was 12 years
Hmm.
old, I think, at that point. She put me on the Greyhound bus, gave me the agenda, the itinerary for the tour that was going on, and told me basically to find the people once I got to DC. Which I think, looking back at that now, that would be pretty shocking. And in fact, the same thing happened with you and me when she and Dad sent us off to West Virginia to do some whitewater rafting.
Yeah, but I think maybe your parents are more believers that people can be more independent. So maybe they were a little bit afraid of sending children, but they also thought it would be a nice challenge. So maybe that's maybe your parents' education method. Maybe
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, that's what's good. Mm.
Yeah, the kids turned out okay, I think, for the most part. Yeah.
Well, and they let us do part of the all three of us do part of the Appalachian Trail when you guys came up.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
And
that was the same year too. Oh my God, what a
Yes,
year!
yes, yes.
Huh?
So it was Appalachian Trail trip was also sent to um, Grey, Greyhound Pass first.
Greyhound bus,
And,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah,
We
and
spent a lot of time on the Greyhound bus.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's yeah. So joining the Appalachian Trail with Craig was a very memorable trip too. So
and Brant
I
Brant Brant was only 13, I think.
Nova, Nova was Indonesian, so I I'm one of the Asian people, and she was from Asia. So it's a kind of two Asians in Portsmouth, Virginia. Are not
Hmm.
so many populations,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
two Asians in one, family members. That's
Hmm.
a lot of percentage in the family compositions. She was kind.
And
So
Hidebo tried to teach us Japanese, but the only word we learned was ringo.
so that was a Japanese language, lessons I gave 1 year, but the students only learned one word, lingo.
I think I remember taco or something. Wasn't that
Taco.
octopus?
Yes, taco was octopus. So that's correct. So
So you
she
were a good
learned,
teacher. I still remember.
yes, taco. Taco. Taco Bell, that's octopus bell. So that's. So your mother didn't understand my English, and I couldn't understand English well at that time. But yeah, up to the end, smile and maybe it works and people can understand. the wish or hope. So it's a universal language of smiles. So smile is better for anybody in the world, I think. Craig, you lost your hair?
I still have hair.
Yeah.
It's
Did you count numbers? How many hairs you have?
I
One,
guess
two,
so.
three.
Well, Craig
Very
is
black.
retired. You know that?
So maybe your hairs become black again.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's fun.
And yes, I remember your dad just taught me how to shake hands. I mean, that was true. That shaking hands in Japan wasn't so familiar. I mean, so popular. People meet and bow each other, right?
Right.
So they don't touch each other. And when I shook hands with your father, and first time he didn't say anything, but I think second time he told me to shake hands in America, you have to grab hands strongly, very powerfully, and that's the way you show your handshaking from your heart. Well, that was a true story, and I learned from him for the first time in that sense. Yeah, I understood your father was a very busy, orthopedic doctor. So, and he had a lot of snakes in the room. So that was reptiles. So reptiles was a
Yeah.
hobby, and I remember.
We had alligators then too, right?
Yes, alligator's story was there, and I think one time alligator went to the river, and the city complained about
Right.
somebody was blaming the Dr. Williamson for having the alligators in the pond.
Wow, that all
How
happened that
many?
year. That is a very eventful year.
Yeah,
Sure.
1978 and
Yeah.
79.
Something real quick about mom. So when you were there, she was probably involved in some kind of social groups, like oh, I forget the names of these things that she used to be involved in. But she probably wasn't doing a lot of educational type of activity at that point. Is that right? Do you remember?
Yes, she was part of the Virginia Opera Association,
Yeah. Okay, that
and
makes sense.
Probably Meals
singing.
on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels, yeah.
Mhm. So she took part of some singing with with a group of people. That was her one of the activities at that year. But your father and your mother visited children's hospital in Eastern Shore.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that was to take care of some of the difficult children from the perspective that doctors view. And they went to have some help. They went to do help for those people at the Eastern Shores, I remember. Christmas time, we had, your mother always said, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. That was a frequent word from her. I
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
the same party. So that party, during that party, she would take people and we would go walk around the neighborhood and sing Christmas songs
Ah,
to the different houses, and it was a pretty big event. It was a lot of
uh-huh,
fun, and she really probably looked. That's why she probably always said Christmas is coming because she just loved that party.
uh-huh.
You know?
True.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that wasn't my exchange year, but the
Mm-hmm.
year one year before she died, we had last Christmas party with her,
Oh,
and
Mm.
we we went together, to visit
I
I
see.
think
Mm.
Good.
that was 20. 2001 or 20. She died 2002, right?
Right.
Yes.
So it was 2001. Yes.
Mm.
It was Christmas holidays in 2001. Masu and myself went to visit, and all people gathered at that time. Yes, and that was last time for myself to see her. Yes.
Right. And we have that picture of her wearing her Japanese
Kimono.
kimono. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's part of the reason that we're doing this at the Chrysler Museum is because, Mom had the music interest mostly, and then Dad had the visual art and painting interests that they're pretty, and he was good at it. I mean, he had an eye for art. So it seems like the Chrysler was the appropriate place, and also that they had been donors, supporters of that institution for the whole time that they had been there. So that's why we're having it there.
Well, I still call the house in Portsmouth the museum.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, and also we couldn't have done something for our dad in church. It just wouldn't work. Something bad would happen.
Yeah. Something bad would happen.
But the important part was your father died in a happy, circumstance. I think that's an important part.
Yeah.
True.
He probably chose to, end his life with her in that sense. So that's his choice.
And I think you're right. I think that's what he
Yep.
wanted, was to have things end the way that they did. So that's correct.
Well, please say hello to anybody who remember me.
Yeah, definitely.
We will.
For 10 years or maybe 12 years, 4,000 days from now is my living time. So whenever
Okay.
you have a chance to see me next to 4,000 days.
All right,
That would
Hidebo.
be good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and we will be in touch.
Hidebo, we miss you.
Miss you and love you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.